February 19th, 2013. The maintenance worker climbs to the rooftop of a Los Angeles hotel. Guests have been complaining. The water smells off, tastes unusual, and has been coming out dark. He approaches one of the water tanks, unaware that what happens next will send shockwaves far beyond hotel's walls. This is the story of Elisa Lam, a 21-year-old from Canada, a girl who came to Los Angeles and never made it home. Elisa grew up in Burnaby, a suburb just outside Vancouver. Her parents had come from Hong Kong, settled in Canada, and raised her in a close family. She was studying at the University of British Columbia. People who knew her described her as warm, curious, full of life. She had a Tumblr blog she called Nouvelle Nouveau, where she wrote about fashion, travel, and whatever was on her mind. The bio on her page had a single line: "You're always haunted by the idea you're wasting your life." She was also open about her mental health. She had been diagnosed with bipolar disorder and depression, and she was on medication for it. She wrote about the hard days honestly, the loneliness, the low spells. In January 2013, she packed a bag and set off on a solo trip through California. She took the bus down the coast, visited the San Diego Zoo, posted photos. She was happy. On January 26th, she arrived in Los Angeles. 2 days later, she checked into the Cecil Hotel. The Cecil Hotel was opened in 1924. In its early years, it was built for travelers and businessmen. But over time, the neighborhood around it changed. The hotel became surrounded by poverty, crime, homelessness, and instability. The building developed a dark reputation. Deaths, suicides, murders, violent incidents, and even links to serial killers who were reported to have stayed there. Two of the most infamous criminals associated with the hotel were Richard Ramirez, known as the Night Stalker, and Jacqueline Oreger. Ramirez terrorized Los Angeles in the 1980s, committing multiple murders, sexual assaults, and home invasions, and he lived on the top floor of the Cecil during his killing spree. Hunter Oreger, an Austrian convicted murderer, later stayed at the hotel in the 1990s while in Los Angeles and murdered 3 women there, continuing his killing spree that had begun in Europe. Their presence added to the hotel's already notorious reputation, cementing the Cecil as a place shrouded in darkness and tragedy. Elisa likely had no idea about any of this. She saw an affordable hotel in the middle of a city she wanted to explore. She checked in on January 28th and went up to her room. From the first few days, something was off. Elisa had been placed in a shared room. Her roommates complained about her behavior within 2 days, describing it as strange and unsettling. The hotel moved her to a private room. She also attended a TV show taping in Burbank during this time and was escorted out by security for erratic behavior. And yet, when she called her parents every day, those calls were completely normal.
She was in regular contact with her parents and up until 5 days ago, 6 days ago.
Then on January 31st, she called home as usual. It was the last time anyone heard her voice. On February 1st, she was supposed to check out. She didn't show up. Staff entered her room. Her bag was there. Her ID was there. Her medication still on the table, untouched. The LAPD opened a missing persons case. They searched the hotel. They searched the surrounding streets and found nothing. Running out of leads, they did something unusual. They released the security camera footage to the public. The footage is from the hotel's elevator camera. January 31st, the last night she was seen. Elisa walks in. She presses several floor buttons at once. Then she moves to the corner of the elevator and presses herself against the wall, as if she is hiding from something in the hallway. She peeks out. Left, right, back again. The elevator doors stay open. Nothing is blocking them. They simply did not close. She steps out into the corridor. She stands there and moves her hands in slow, strange gestures, like she's talking to someone. There is no one there. Then she walks away down the hallway. The door is finally closed. She is never seen again. When the LAPD released the elevator footage, it went viral. Millions watched it, and theories spread fast, from hotel staff involvement to the elevator game legend. Some online accusations even targeted an innocent musician who was harassed despite having no connection to the case. But what the public didn't know What the police hadn't said was something investigators were already looking at closely. Elisa had reportedly struggled with taking her medication consistently. When she stopped, her condition did not only affect her mood, it could become much more severe. According to accounts, she had experienced hallucinations, extreme fear, and had even been hospitalized before. Later, the toxicology results showed her medication was present in her system, but at very low levels, not enough to suggest she had been taking as prescribed. Investigators concluded the elevator footage showed a severe mental health episode, not anything supernatural. Elisa was reacting to a fear only she could perceive. 20 days passed. No leads, no answers. Then on February 19th, guests began complaining about the water. The pressure was low. It tasted foul. A maintenance worker went up to the rooftop to check the tanks. He opened one of them. Inside was the body of Elisa Lam. She had been there for most of those 20 days. In June 2013, authorities released the official findings. Cause of death, accidental drowning. There were no injuries, no evidence of assault, and no foul play. No alcohol or recreational drugs were involved. Only her prescription medication, which was at levels too low to be effective. Investigators then outlined what they believe occurred. In the days before her disappearance, Elisa had likely stopped taking her medication. Her mental state had been getting worse. It explained the behavior with her roommates and what was caught on that elevator camera. On the night of January 31st, while experiencing a severe psychotic episode, Elisa reportedly reached a rooftop using the fire escape, avoiding the main alarm door. She climbed into one of the water tanks. The hatch closed above her. The walls were smooth metal, and the tank was deep, leaving her trapped inside. Even now, questions remain about how she could have managed this alone, given her mental state at the time. What truly happened in those unseen moments may never be known. Elisa Lam was not a ghost. She was not a mystery to be solved. She was a human being, a student, a traveler, someone whose life was cut short by circumstances that could have been understood, treated, and supported. Her memory deserves more than theories, more than online debate. It deserves acknowledgement, empathy, and remembrance. As we close this chapter, we honor Elisa Lam not as a viral story, but as a person who lived, who dreamed, and who deserved better care in the moments that mattered most.